These lessons without any points are starting to get a little old, and I know it's getting old with our guys. So we will get back to work on Monday morning and try and change the outcome starting on Monday for next week.
Mike, just want to get your thoughts defensively, obviously, for 2 periods and 5 or 7 minutes or so. You had them shut out. What did you see on that end? What kind of progress, if any, do you feel you made there?
Well, I think Daniel Hauser absolutely answered the bell tonight. Last night, I think if you asked him, he wanted to be better, and he definitely was tonight. Now, I thought we supported him a bit more tonight, but when we did leave him on an island, he made some very, very good saves and kept them at that point to zero. But most experiences that hurt the most are the ones that you remember, and this one stings a bit. But it's also a learning moment, and I did like our compete. I didn't like the outcome.
Kind of going back to those, possession numbers versus how you finish. You talked last night about wanting to be better between the dots in the middle of the ice. Did you think you had that tonight and couldn't get past a hot goaltender, perhaps?
Still not enough. If you got to have 60 to get production, we've got to find a way to get to 60, whatever it is. We've played games where we haven't given up a ton and, haven't been successful in those. So, again, we talk about 5-on-5 play offensively and, our minute eaters that get the opportunities, we've got to be a little bit sharper on that. And I know the guys will come to work on Monday. No options.
What do you feel like you're missing 5-on-5, or just scoring and finishing in general? Is this harkening back to some of those cold stretches you've seen last year? I mean, when you got all the chances and they just weren't going. I'm interested in thoughts.
Well, if you look at some of the guys that were in those positions tonight, early in the season, I think there was a little bit more finish. But if I was going to pick the guys I want in alone, I think the guys that were in alone would probably be towards the top of my list. We talk about being process driven, and tonight our process was better. And some of that's just a little bit more finish and a little bit harder mentally, which playing in games like this prepare you for that. That's just a little bit of finish.
Moving Fitzy back to the wing, I wonder what you saw results-wise from that. I mean, that line was in on a lot of chances and had opportunities. I wonder, can you go through the process of why now was the time for that move and how you saw it pay off?
Well, when we'd gone almost 2 full games, and you look tonight, he goes back to the wall and he has a shorthanded goal, which isn't a 5-on-5 goal, but he still has 5 shots on net. I thought he was threatening. His game tonight was better, and I think it suits him best on the wall. We've just got to see if we can get some other guys to play in the middle, and I thought Jack Horbach did his job as he usually does when we needed him to. Deering did a good job tonight. I just thought we had a little bit more juice up and down our lineup. And so from that standpoint, when you're not productive as a group of forwards, opportunity-wise, last night in driving, you need to move some things around. And I thought tonight, him and Tolk and that group was threatening, and we hadn't had a lot of that.
What happened after the game in the handshakes, or the lack of handshakes between you and their staff? Did you just want to cut that off?
Yeah, I'll leave that only because, I told them good game. That's what I told them. They were enjoying the night, and maybe they should. They swept. So,
Sorry, my question was similar, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on, the game was over and all those misconduct penalties came up, but I guess
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what are your thoughts on that part of it, and is it just
it's a
part of the game?
compete. If you're around our game long enough, it's an emotional game. Guys are out there competing, and sometimes it boils over. I will say, getting the guys off the ice, and that was probably the best thing for that situation.
That team that got honored tonight after the first period went through a 4-game losing streak in January at home against ranked teams. Still did some pretty impressive things. How much of the big picture do you see within, trying to not look at one game, one weekend, 2 weekends, but knowing you've got, 5 more weekends of the regular season, and then where you go from there?
We knew what we signed up for, right? And so this is part of the package. It's nice when you're at the top of the pack, and as people start getting pieces of you, they're learning experiences, and we've got to keep pushing here. I mean, 4 in a row at home. Well, now that hill got a little steeper, and we'll just have to put our arms around each other and go to work on Monday and make sure that we're the best version we have to be on Friday, because Minnesota's going to be trying to do what they're doing. And so, yeah, I mean, to me, I will say this. I've been around a lot of that '06 team. And today I had an opportunity, and we had some administration and our staff that were around here, and a lot of those men, wives, significant others, and kids were here. And they're a special group. Mike Eves came in and did a bang-up job reading our lineup today. And for any of those that have crossed his path, as you have, pretty unique individual, special guy, winner. And if that's something I can say about that '06 group, they won on the ice. Seeing what I saw today, they're winning off the ice too. So we've got a lot to learn from them. They've been fantastic from day one since I've gotten here. Adam Burrish, and you can still tell Adam Burrish is still the captain of that team. A lot of those guys said special things about him on setting up, and appreciate what the administration did for that group and the recognition, but it's definitely well deserved.
Anything else? Okay. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.